back in sickness, and it's time for the final video. So the good news I have for you guys is, as of this recording, the game has been patched. If you are not aware, Cecilia's route overwrote Sarah's route, so you couldn't actually do any Sarah-related material. And the good news is that's been fixed, as I just said. So you can actually do the Sarah stuff once again. So without further ado, it is now time to do the final video with the final girl, that is. I never got around to doing Misa's, and I don't really care to be honest. So we're going to new game, starting as Suoh. We are going to hit... It's ordinary skip I'm looking for. So we're going to speed through until Chapter 7. Nothing you do early on really matters. Part of the trick to Cecilia's route is to not actually get any favor with the other two girls. Technically 3 if you want to factor in Lucia, but since you saw in the previous video, what happens with Lucia doesn't really matter, since there's no happy ending to be found there. She will die unless you spare her and leave her alone, and that's what you need to do for this round, I believe, so you'll see what I mean. We'll sleep longer, because it doesn't really matter. You've been wearing my clothes. Be creepy. Okay, we're in Chapter 3 already. We're making good time, right? So right here we learn about Marcus's itchy trigger finger. Part 4 is when we finally do meet Lucia. Play dumb. That always works. And then Marcus got what was coming to him. And Andrea. Okay, we're on Chapter 6 already. Unfortunately, I can't see how long this has taken, but I imagine it's only a couple minutes. Okay, now we're in Lucia, so you need to spare her. If you've seen the Lucia video, you already know how this plays out. We do cut her as like a warning cut type thing. So, if I remember correctly, you have to accept this because otherwise you die. Sai does not take kindly to turning away from Karasu's kindness. So you want to watch from a distance. You want to leave without Sarah, I know. You want to stay away from Lucia. And this should be a new route, so I actually do need to cover this. I've actually covered a few districts within Richmond that I never thought I'd enter. Oh no, it's something we've seen before. So right here, we do not want to meet her. So we'll leave her alone. It couldn't hurt to be on good terms with my co-workers, but if my presence is causing her grief, then it can't be helped. See you later. The girl promptly disappeared, failing to utter even a single word as she did so. That's what I get for trying to be nice, huh? Not even a goodbye. Oh well, it's not like we won't see enough of one another in the future. Maybe she's just the kind of person who needs time to get comfortable around people. So she'll still sleep on you. Yeah, we're good to go. So you want me to befriend her? That must be it. This can't be a terribly social or heartwarming career, and I doubt Misa still goes to school. Our colleagues are all older than me, and I'm certain that I'm older than Misa, so age-wise I'd be the most likely candidate. You want me to befriend your daughter? Don't get the wrong idea, Misa is perfectly capable of making friends. You should be honored that I'm offering you the opportunity to even see her outside of work. Yeah. She just isn't in a position to do so right now. What I want from you is something that nobody else here can offer, Misa. You're 17, going by the date of your birth. You're 4 months older than my daughter. You're by far the closest to her in terms of age, even in circumstance. To Torn away from your home, cut off from other people your age, thrown headfirst into the real world, left with little choice but to fight. Oh. But I won't let that fact consume my daughter's life. Suoh, all I want from you is your friendship. When you're not at work, I want you to spend your free time with my daughter. Teach her about the city, about this foreign culture. Show her that there's more to life than malice and deceit that we deal with every day. Make her see firsthand that this world isn't completely rotten. But above all, prove to her that life is still worth living. Damn. How the hell am I supposed to say no to that? Then 2 days later. It's about my assignment, I think. Okay, another one we haven't covered yet. My assignment, you mean? I haven't really looked it over yet. That isn't what I meant. The two of you only have one assignment between you for the week. Have you given any thought as to how you'll spend the rest of your time together? So that's why she wasn't assigned any work. Anyway, as far as plans go, I have none. No, I can't say I have. But isn't this the kind of thing that just happens? Sarah and I rarely plan our outings ahead of time. Is that so? And who is this Sarah? What outings do you go on together? Sai doesn't know who Sarah is. No, maybe he's just testing me. Sarah's my twin sister. We go everywhere together. Though she's usually the one to pick where we go. Alright, I'll leave it to you then. Be at Central Park at 10 a.m. and escort Misa back here when you're done for the day. Aside from that, it's up to you. So, notice the skip button here is not active, and we're in Chapter 11 now. So what could this be? Mason Public High School after school. Hey, you're going to be on the field trip next week, right? Wait, you aren't? Right, I forgot that troublemakers aren't allowed to go. Unable to recall the answers I gave to her questions, I could only watch nonchalantly as the girl in front of me reacted to my words. Her voice wavering, the girl didn't even try to hide how she felt as I delivered bad news. For some reason, this familiar yet unknown girl seemed to hang on my every word, genuinely interested in what my answer might be. But then, what do you usually do? I mean, even your sister will be going, right? Won't you be bored? And lonely? Even with her emotive nature, I never felt tired or run down by our conversations. They were rarely one-sided, and unlike the other people in my life, I could speak to this girl naturally and without hesitation. I suppose I could skip it as well. I mean, my parents didn't want to pay for it to begin with, and none of my friends are going, so I guess it'll just be the two of us. As the familiar dream came to an end and my mind returned to reality, details of the scenes I had witnessed had already begun to disappear from memory. My high school days, distant though they may feel, actually occurred not too long ago, far too recently for me to have forgotten all about them. But once again, as I try to remember the past, I can only recall dreams and violent encounters that may or may not have ever happened. Be that as it may, there always seems to be one recurring element. In both my dreams and my recollections, there is always one person waiting for me. That girl. I don't remember her name, or our relationship, or anything specific about her. We could have been in different classes, different grades. Maybe she was just a friend of Sarah's. Even so, every time her face pops in my mind, I feel like I'm forgetting something important. And given the fact that the stimulus is always that girl, that something might just be her. Whatever the case, it does bring one question to mind. Just who the hell is that girl? So, I don't know if we've done the fountain thing. I want to say the beach was too far away or something. Ask for input. Okay, so by asking for Misa's input, we actually boosted relationship points with her, so we need to actually boost Sarah a little bit to offset that, I think. We're gonna go anyway, which is extremely boring. Give Misa the boost. Check the veranda. I think we have to wait for him to come in. I was attacked by a Japanese girl. What the hell? So we want to tell her to change back. What, are you a bridegroom? So we need to slip out, I think. Why not? Sarah won't be on the stage for a while anyway. At least this way, I might still be awake when it's her turn. Then again, it's not like there's anything to do out here either. I suppose I could walk into town, grab dinner, or even just walk around for a bit. Something to keep me occupied until the ceremony is over. Not that late. The ceremony has only just started, right? Be that as it may, we have schedules for a reason. If you can't get here on time, don't bother coming at all. I stopped walking as two voices entered my ears. Damn, looks like Mrs. Thorne is still keeping watch out here. Wait, what am I worried about? She said so herself. She has no power over me anymore. Despite thinking that, I peered around the corner discreetly, careful not to be seen. How could I? You know that my parents won't drive me, and public transport this time of night is sketchy at best. So leave earlier or wait around at school next time. If the Tesla twins can make it on time, then so can you. The Tesla twins? As in, both of them? That's right. And unlike you, they showed up early enough to get inside without issue. But I thought expelled students couldn't come back. Not that it's any of your business, but Mr. Tesla wasn't expelled. He quit school of his own volition. There is a big difference. They're talking about me. Wait a minute, I know that girl. I see. Is he... You seem fine, somewhat unkempt, but not terribly happy to be here, and quite eager to leave, but nothing out of the ordinary for him. Thank God. I'm so glad he's okay. Show up on time next time and you can speak to him yourself. Yes, ma'am. Honestly, you kids. So your friends think you were expelled, huh? They wouldn't have killed you to tell her that you were leaving, Mr. Tesla. You don't have to keep hiding. Come on out. You knew I was here. I've been working at the school for decades. I have a sixth sense for troublemakers like you. Figures. So, what did you tell them? Them. Your friends. Surely you told them something before you left. You know full well that I didn't get along with my classmates. True, but even you had one friend, and from the sound of it, you didn't tell her a thing. Friend is a strong word. I barely even knew that girl. Or at least, I don't think we knew one another that well. You really are oblivious, aren't you? It's painfully obvious that you're the only one who believes that. What do you mean? Nothing. Forget I said anything. But even if you don't think of Miss Crescent that fondly, you at least owe her an explanation. I guess so, but I barely remember her. Should I really approach her? You know what? You're right. Thanks, Mrs. Thorne. Honestly, you kids. I'm too old to be playing Cupid. Damn, where'd she go? That girl really ran off in a hurry. It's almost as though she knew I'd be chasing after her. Did she leave school grounds already? She couldn't have gone that far, right? I quickly ran through a list of possible routes she could have taken, trying to figure out where the girl might have run off to. She mentioned public transport earlier, so if she's going back home, then my best bet is the train station. Then again, her feelings about public transport weren't exactly positive. Perhaps she walked here instead. Either way, my gut feeling tells me... what the hell? Why now? All I'm doing is chasing after a friend of mine. Is that really an act deserving of punishment? Forget it, the train station is close by. Even if it's this pain, it'll only take a minute to get there. Crap, I don't understand. Why is this happening now? That's the most logical place to look for her, and yet my body... What on earth is it trying to tell me? I don't care if you like it or not. I love the view from here. Whenever I come here, I can just forget about everything and relax. The pressure, the expectations, the angst, it all just fades away. guess I must look like hell if even you are worried about me. But don't worry, it's not like I plan on letting this continue. Next time around, I'll be the one protecting you, okay? Cecilia. That's right, her name's Cecilia, isn't it? And I know just where to find her. It's been a while, but my body still remembers the way. I can never completely erase Cecilia from my mind, and there's no way I'd forget our old meeting place. A tranquil location not far from school, a midpoint between our homes. The place where we first became friends. So, there you go, you get to see her, and not quite her glory. I knew I shouldn't have bothered coming back. I didn't want that stupid award anyway. Waiting just where I knew she would be was Cecilia, crying by herself in the one place that used to make her happier than any other. Without realizing it, I began to walk towards Cecilia. Damn, I forgot how much of a crybaby Cecilia could be. I may not be the best person to console her, but it's a little late to back out now. Is crying alone in the dark really that much fun? I have an extra shoulder if you want to borrow it. Suoh? No way. The misery masking Cecilia's face vanished in an instant, replaced with confusion and disbelief alike. A face she hadn't seen for months, one she was no doubt beginning to think that she'd never see again, stared back at her with a familiar smile. Once Cecilia came to her senses, she quickly wiped the tears from her face, forcing a false air of composure around herself as she rose to her feet. It's not that big a surprise, is it? I mean, it's not like you thought I was dead or something. I guess you're right. I'm overreacting again, aren't I? You can say that again. Ouch! You jerk, do you have any idea what you put me through? Me? Yes, you. So much for our happy reunion. I don't understand. I didn't do anything to you. That's my point. You didn't call, you didn't visit, you didn't even say goodbye. You could have at least responded to the letters I gave Sarah. Letters? What are you talking about? Don't play dumb with me, you inconsiderate, selfish, useless, arrogant, stupid... Jeez, this girl's even worse than Sarah. Oh well. If history's any indicator, chances are I'm the one at fault here. I'm sorry, Cecilia. Huh? Why are you sorry? I should be the one apologizing. Really? That doesn't sound right. I'm sorry about all this. It feels like we haven't seen each other in years. I was beginning to think we'd never see each other again. Most people would consider that something to rejoice over. Ouch. Well, I'm not most people, and neither are you. You can say that again. But really, where have you been? What have you been doing? I tried asking your sister, but she wouldn't tell me anything at all. Given the way she's been acting since you left, I thought something terrible had happened. The way Sarah's been acting, huh? I guess her parents' death really have had an effect on Sarah. I'd be happy to tell you about it, but right now I'm kind of supposed to be watching Sarah receive an award. We can talk later, though, if that's okay with you. Talk later? You mean at school? You'll return after all? Hell no. Rather than meet up at school, perhaps I should... We'll give her my address. I suppose we could continue this conversation if I gave you my new address. If you don't mind making the trip, that is. You're inviting me over? I guess I've never been to your house before, now that I think about it. Well, we're actually living in a rented property right now. Is that okay? Of course it is. Please, give me your address. Fine by me. Okay then, I'll come over tomorrow morning. Is that alright? Absolutely. I'll be looking forward to it. After giving Cecilia directions to my temporary residence, we slowly walked to the school gates together, making idle conversation as we walked. She decided not to risk trying to sneak in, so upon reaching the gates we said our goodbyes for the night and went our separate ways. And so, without further delay, I finally sneaked back into Sarah's ceremony. And with that, we have the usual. I don't know if you heard them, but some of the students and their parents are talking about us during the ceremony. In fact, they were saying much the same thing as the school counselor, though I suppose you weren't there for that. I just don't get it. Why would they say such things? Back when you were at school, nobody ever said anything like that. But now that you're gone... Does she honestly believe that? People have always always spoken ill of us. They simply avoided saying those things in front of Sarah because I was there to shut them up. What have they been saying exactly? They think you're abusing me. I burned myself while cooking and they started saying you must have done it. I bumped my leg on a table and bruised it, and some of the students claimed that you must have been beating me. And it doesn't stop there. There's really no limit to how low they'll sink. It just gets me so angry hearing them blame me for every little thing like that. What do you think? Am I overreacting? So they think I'm abusing you, huh? Yeah. After all of your violent behavior, they really think that I'm the one abusing you? Yeah. Wait, what was that? All of those early morning beatings. I was waking you up for work. All of the midnight assaults. I can't help if I kick in my sleep. Ripping the clothes off my milky white flesh. I was just trying to make you look nice, you pervert. Jeez, can't you take anything seriously? I don't know why I bothered defending you. Because you adore your handsome older brother. More like I tolerate my idiotic twin brother. But I get what you're trying to say. You do. Those people don't know the first thing about us or our home situation. There's no point getting frustrated with their ignorance. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Next time I'll tell them that I'm the one abusing you instead. Well, if you did, I don't think they'd ever pick on you again. Then it's settled. Anyway, now that we got that sorted, let's get you nice and clean. Huh? What are you talking about? I'm as clean as humanly possible. You're the one who needed a shower, little Miss Stage Fright. Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. I knew it. Anyway, I've already gone in, so now it's your turn. I already went in before we left, and I somehow doubt I've gotten dirty in the past few hours. Irrelevant, I'm not sleeping next to you until you take a shower. Or could it be that you want me to bathe you? Huh? Sarah isn't serious, is she? Alright, I get it already. I'll take a shower. Great, I'll go get you a change of clothes. Just what is this girl up to? As per Sarah's instructions, I entered the bathroom and started showering. It seemed kind of pointless given I just did it a few hours ago, but for the sake of getting Sarah off my back, I was happy to comply. I suppose there's no harm in bathing again. Besides, I still have a while before the Friday night meeting, so it's not like I'm short on time. After taking a quick shower, I dried myself off and looked around the bathroom. I didn't bring any clothes with me, since Sarah enthusiastically offered to grab them for me, but she's really taking her time. Actually, knowing Sarah, it's entirely possible that she's still deciding on what to grab. I guess I'll just grab the towel and head out with... Oh, there you are. I was beginning to think you weren't coming. What's wrong? See something you like? Oh wait, calm down. It's nothing you haven't seen before. Sarah? Before I could talk any sense to her, Sarah was already long gone, taking my fresh clothes with her. And with that scene, we can now move forward. The day started like any other Saturday. Sarah and I slept in, we fought over the sheets, showered, got changed, and soon enjoyed a tasty breakfast made with more preparation than during the week. A peaceful morning, one with no conflict, no sense of urgency, and absolutely nothing on the agenda. That is, until I brought up Cecilia's imminent arrival. Merely uttering Cecilia's name was enough to dampen Sarah's mood, and when I foretold of her arrival, Sarah stormed out of the house without a moment's hesitation. Despite my insistence that she stay, Sarah refused to do so much as wait around and greet Cecilia, let alone attempt to get along with her. Instead, it seemed that Sarah would be spending the day at the local library. With Sarah absent, I thought over my plan for the morning. Even before Sarah stormed out, I figured that I had just as many questions for Cecilia as she did for me. Although I did remember Cecilia, there was a lot I still didn't remember, and there were questions I had that only she could answer. More importantly, however, there were questions that Sarah wouldn't answer, and with her out of the house, I was hoping that Cecilia might be able to shed some light on those as well. And so, right after Cecilia finished questioning me, I would need to turn the tables and interrogate her myself. Good morning. The moment I opened the door, Cecilia greeted me with a cheerful smile. Sarah may not have been too happy, but at least Cecilia seems to be in a good mood this morning. I wonder how much I could tease her without ruining her mood. Hey, what are you doing? Come on, let me in. You're the one who told me to come here. Alright, no need to cry. I wasn't crying. Oh? I guess I didn't leave you out there long enough. Stop that! I came here for your sake, you know. The least you can do is let me inside. How about now? I'm not crying, okay? Just come in already. After giving Cecilia time to calm down a bit from my brief teasing, I led her into the living room. I see, so this is what your home is like. For the time being, at least, we're just renting this place until Sarah and I can inherit our parents' home. Inherit their home? Well, that killed the mood rather quickly. But wasn't she expecting something like this? I mean, it's not like I invited her over to play. Yeah, it's kind of the reason I quit school. That's what you came here to talk about, right? I suppose. But I'd rather get the grand tour first. There really isn't much to see. You just don't want me finding you-know-what. Not like I'd have any of that here. Sarah would find it too quickly. Oh yeah, where is Sarah? I thought she'd be here too. And there's my opening. Right, I meant to ask you about that. Sarah seemed adamant about not being here with the two of us. Any idea why? I guess she's still mad about that, huh? So she does know something. Mad about what? I suppose it makes sense you wouldn't remember, and if anything, I should feel relieved about that. But then, why is Sarah holding a grudge? I should be the one mad at her. Mad about what? What aren't you two telling me? You were there with us. You should know better than anybody. But if you honestly forgotten, then maybe it's for the best that you don't try to remember. That's exactly what I thought, but not knowing is really irking me. And what did she mean that it makes sense that I won't remember? Does this have something to do with the head injury I suffered just before our parents' deaths? Can we please just look around a bit first? It's not the kind of conversation by which I'd want to remember my first visit here. If you still want to talk about it later, then I'll tell you. So it's something that's difficult for her too, huh? Alright. Great, I'll race you to your room. Without waiting for my response, Cecilia quickly ran to the next room. Well, her mood improved rather quickly. Even so, this might prove more difficult than I thought. And whatever those two are telling me, it doesn't sound like it's going to be good. Oh, so this is Suoh's room, huh? It's kind of bland. Definitely not what I was expecting. I told you, we're just staying here temporarily. My room at home looked nothing like this. Then, what did your room at home look like? I don't know. Normal, I guess. It was basically just a bed, comic books, and some video games. Oh, let me guess. Plenty of hiding places for you-know-what. You're still going on about that. You have quite a dirty mind, don't you know? Just how much you-know-what do you have? Me? What makes you think I'd have any? Alright then, let's go over to your house next. No, we can't go there. Worry that you aren't as good as hiding it as you think? Of course not, it's not like that. I'll have you know that girls don't need stuff like that. We just use our imaginations. I see, so that's how girls do it. Right, so you see, you'll find none of that smut in my room. Well, thank you for teaching me about the fairer sex. My pleasure. Someone has to educate you on women, if you're going to have any hope of ever getting a girlfriend. Yeah, you're a real philanthropist. Anyway, as I was saying, you won't find anything like that in here. I don't have the money, the space, or even the privacy. Or at least, I didn't have the money when we first moved here. By this point, I suppose I could always... Speaking of privacy... Let's go search Sarah's room while she's out. Even if you don't have anything worth hiding, I'm sure she will. Although, come to think of it, I only saw the one bedroom. Has she been sleeping on the couch? That's one option we discussed, but no, she hasn't. So you've been taking the couch while she takes the only bed? That doesn't sound very fair. You could at least take turns. Wrong again. I don't understand. Does the couch fall down to a bed or something? Damn it. It's not like Cecilia to be this thick. Look, we share the bed, okay? Huh? As soon as the words left my mouth, the atmosphere around us became heavy. You're kidding, right? You're just screwing with me again. You just don't know when to give the jokes a rest, do you? I'm not joking. There's only one bedroom and only one bed. We share. No, you're definitely lying. It's only been a couple of months. There's no way things between you two have changed that much. A few months. That does coincide with my hospital visit. but now isn't the time to think about that. A lot has changed since we last saw each other, okay? Besides, what are you getting so worked up about? We just sleep together. No, you don't. I already told her you can't do that. Whoa. What's gotten into Cecilia? Is it really such a big deal? Of course it's a big deal. You're siblings, you can't do that. I guess she didn't learn from last time. Last time? But why? I mean, it's not like I sleep naked or anything. Huh? Wait, what do you mean? I mean that I sleep with my clothes on. Is that weird? That's not what I meant. Why would you bring up clothing if... If? Wait a second. You mean you sleep next to each other? Of course. What did you think I meant? Seriously, you really are a pervert. More importantly, you're starting to sound like those other assholes calling me a sick pervert just because I get along with my sister. No, I wasn't accusing you of anything like that. It's just, I mean, this is Sarah we're talking about here. What? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Maybe it would be better if you remember that day after all. Okay, had to step away for a second, but they cut straight to this. They didn't really talk about the event. Sarah and I have been on predominantly good terms, minus the occasional fight, and I haven't had a single negative experience with Misa. For all intents and purposes, I've been living a rich, rewarding, fulfilling life. Or so I would like to think. The truth is, my relationship with Sarah hasn't been as carefree as I'd hoped. Since the talk we had on Friday night a month ago, Sarah has been acting even more strangely than usual. For the next few days, she would stand in front of the wardrobe for half an hour, grabbing up pants to where she slept, yet never actually putting them on. She also refrained from clinging to me as she usually would, falling victim to habit only after she fell asleep. Going forward, she'd forget to pick her clothes up off the floor and occasionally walk into the bathroom while I was bathing. Very forgetful, scatterbrained mistakes, which my prim and proper sister should not be making. Whenever I called her out on her odd behavior, however, Sarah would deny any change had occurred, defending herself with a flushed face and near mechanical movement. Sarah really worries me sometimes. I never do know what's going on inside that head of hers. Even after a month of trying to figure out what's been wrong with her, I haven't made any progress at all. Unfortunately, by this point, I no longer have the leisure to worry about that. As important as my sister's mental health is to me, there's one aspect of my life demanding my attention far more urgently. My sickness. So right there we got the phone. We are with Misa for a little while. We have to case the place, I think. I've been teasing everyone, so go for it. We need to get to work. Can't get close to you, Misa. We'll look around. So there we notice the wire. Make Misa check it out. We'll just assume he's dead. So right here you have to warn Misa. Teaser, yada yada yada. Get to work. We need to find the tripwire. Keep looking around. Bingo. As much as I want to make Misa check it out, we're just going to assume he's dead. The last time I met with Cecilia, she gave me a lot of food for thought. Something happened between her and Sarah, something neither one of them wants to talk to me about. Whatever it was, put me in the hospital with a severe head injury, consequently destroying the friendship between Cecilia and Sarah. What's more, the injury was severe enough that Cecilia herself became a forgotten memory, and she seems uncertain as to whether or not me remembering would be for the best. Even so, over the past few days have proven anything, it's that I need Cecilia's help if I'm ever going to remember. Before I can ask Cecilia, however, I need to find her. I may not know where her house is, but she can't live too far from school, so sticking to the streets near her school is probably my best bet. Or Or better yet, I could stake out her favorite spot. She's bound to turn up there eventually, I think. Shit, maybe I didn't think this through after all. We'll try to find her house. Even if I don't know her address, there are a few assumptions I can safely make to help find her home. First, Cecilia tends to walk to school, so she can't live too far away. Second, her family isn't well off, so she won't be in a wealthy district. Finally, there were occasions when we met up on the way to school, and although I don't remember clearly, we probably walked our way back home together too. Add that to the fact that I met her parents before, and I should, with a little luck, be able to find her. After catching the train at the station close to Sarah's school, I began to walk towards my old home, all the while keeping an eye out for any familiar houses beside my own. Come to think of it, do I really want to see where Cecilia lives? I realize that her family doesn't have a lot of money, but seeing her in a rundown house in a dangerous neighborhood would just cause me to worry. Damn it. Now I'm thinking about it anyway. What if she does live in a dangerous neighborhood? What if she has neighbors like Kunal, gun-toting psychotic criminals? And if she does, what can I do about it? Kill her neighbors, stake out her house, tell her to move? Shit. I've gotta stop thinking about it before I do something stupid. Even if she is living in a place like that, I can't... Oh. Hey there. Suoh, what are you doing here? I was just... You're sweating. Does being alone with me make you nervous? I got myself too worked up there. My heart is still beating like crazy. That must be it. Right. With a worried look on her face, Cecilia leaned in closer. She then casually placed her hand on my chest for a moment before opening her eyes wide in surprise. Whoa, your heart is racing. Are you having a heart attack? No, I'm fine. Just give me a minute, okay? Sure. How embarrassing. I got riled up because I was worried about Cecilia, and now she's worried about me instead. This feels like a scene Sarah and I would usually go through. Are you feeling better now? I'm okay now. Sorry about that. It just happens to me sometimes. Do you have a heart condition? Is it something I should know about? No, really, I'm fine. It's just anxiety or something. It happens when I worry too much and get riled up. What could have gotten you that worried? Did something bad happen? Same old Cecilia. She may be a violent crybaby, but her heart is pure gold. It's nothing. I just let my imagination get the best of me and blew something way out of proportion. I see. So then, what are you doing around here? Your new house is a fair distance away from here, after all. I came to see you, of course. Really? Well, it's not like I have any other way of contacting you. So you came to find me? That's kind of romantic. Romantic? What are you talking about? Two kindred spirits, desperately seeking one another out, yet with no way of knowing if they'll meet. Indeed, I could sense your strong feelings of affection calling out to me, beckoning that I seek you out. Your feelings for me must be incredibly strong, after all. Damn, feels like I'm the one being teased for once. But, you know, if you want to contact me that desperately, it might be easier if I just gave you my phone number. But you don't have a mobile phone, do you? Or have you finally gotten over your technophobia? Okay, I'm definitely the one being teased. I do, but I'm only supposed to use it for work. Yeah, right, you just don't want to show me your empty contacts lists. What about you? Last time I checked, it's not like you had anybody to call either. I do so. Oh, such as... No, what I meant to say was, phones do a lot more than just make calls nowadays, you know. So you don't have anyone to call? No. But if we exchange numbers, then we'll each have someone to call, right? Yeah, I guess. But like I said, I only have a work phone. And even then, it's not like I actually use it. Right, that is a problem. But do you have a phone at home, right? What if I give you my number instead? What do you mean? If I give you my phone number, you'll still be able to call me from home, won't you? I guess that would work. Better yet, that way you wouldn't be able to harass me at your leisure. Harass you? You know, late-night text messages, calls when I'm at work, that sort of stuff. Like I'd do that. But that is a good point. This way you won't be able to send me inappropriate text messages or pictures. Inappropriate pictures? Right, it figures that's the first thing you think of. No, I'm not saying that's what you would think of. No, I'm saying that's what you would think of. So you were thinking of sending me those kinds of pictures, huh? But since we're both underage, wouldn't that technically be considered the distribution of child pornography? No! What the hell is wrong with you? Wait, I mean, I wasn't gonna send those kinds of pictures. Damn it, I don't even know which part I should be angry about. Deep breath, Cecilia. Calm down. Okay, I'm calm. Telling her to calm down actually worked. That was fast. I'm impressed. You really have your emotions under control nowadays, huh? Of course. Did you expect anything less? I'll have you know that I've attained complete and utter control over my body and mind. That's probably for the best. It was only a matter of time before you lashed out and hurt someone. Don't joke about that. Huh? Did I say something wrong? Though, I guess if you're saying that, then you still don't remember, do you? Remember? Crap, I got so distracted teasing Cecilia that I forgot why I sought her out in the first place. I meant to do this from the start, but better now than never. Let's just ask directly. Or not. It's not like she'd expect tact from me anyway. Actually, I wanted to ask you about that. Sarah won't give me a straight answer, and it's obvious that I won't remember by myself. Tell me, Cecilia, what are you two keeping from me? It's not that I want to keep it a secret or anything. I just think it's better for you to remember on your own. In other words, when you're far enough away that I can't lash out at you. That's rather selfish of you, Cecilia. No, it's not like that. I know you wouldn't do anything violent towards me. It's just, I feel like if I'm the one to tell you, you'll blame me for what happened. You're letting me go crazy thinking about it just so you can avoid taking the blame. Jeez, Cecilia's always been a crybaby, but I never thought of her as a coward. Either way, I can't stop after coming this far. I need to coerce her somehow. Fine, be like that. If you can't trust me, then I don't see the point in talking to you anymore. Huh? You mean as far as this matter is concerned, right? No, I mean there's no point in confiding in someone who doesn't trust me. If you insist on keeping secrets from me, then I have nothing more to say to you. No way. You're joking, right? This isn't bad taste, even for you. Cut it out, don't ignore me. I couldn't see or speak to you for months, and now you want to give me the silent treatment? Come on, please, I'll give you my phone number like I said, so we can talk a lot more from now on. You wouldn't really ignore me, right? Please don't ignore me. I don't want us to be separated again. Best friends don't ignore one another, do they? Please, just talk to me. If you don't, I'll... Damn it, I don't have the resolve for this. Alright, I get it already. Just stop crying, would you? I can't. Damn it all. Once she gets started, there's really no telling when she'll stop. I'm sorry, alright. I didn't mean it. Really? Then, say you're my best friend. Huh. We're best friends, aren't we? I want you to say it. More like we're one another's only friends. But if it'll stop her from crying... Cecilia, you're my best friend. Again. Again. Say it again. Happier this time. Cecilia, you are my best friend. Now say it like you mean it. Haven't I already done that? Nope, it's not enough. This time when you say, Cecilia, my beloved friend, there is no one I care for more than you. Isn't that a little much? I don't care, say it. Cecilia, my beloved. My beloved. Okay, that's enough, that's all you get. That's okay, my imagination will take care of the rest. Your imagination. No, not that, I wasn't talking about that. I meant I could imagine the rest of the sentence, that's all. I absolutely did not mean anything else by it. Fine, I get it. At least Cecilia's back on the defensive. I'm not very good at being the one being teased. Anyway, back on topic. On topic? Are you going to tell me what I've forgotten, or am I just going to start ignoring you again? No, I'll tell you. I mean, best friends don't keep secrets from one another, right? Right. Alright, I'll tell you. But not here. Let's go over to your place. Fine by me, but you know that Sarah might be there, right? That's okay. It's about time we settled this once and for all. Sarah. No response. Did she go out? I guess so. She's probably out shopping or something. I don't know whether to feel relieved or disappointed. Just when I finally mustered the courage to face her, she isn't here. One step at a time, Cecilia. Yeah, I know. At least this way I get you all to myself. Oh? You weren't afraid I'll try something since it's just the two of us. What? Now I am. Why'd you have to go and say that? Don't worry. I'll be gentle. That's just creepy. Stop it. There's only one bed, though. And I don't know how to clean bed sheets. Maybe this isn't the best place after all. I told you to stop talking like that. Come on, you want to talk about the incident, didn't you? I guess. Hey, don't feign interest now. Don't feign disinterest now. I suppose this is as good a place as any. You might want to sit down. Is it really going to be that shocking to hear? Maybe not to hear. But if I start to tell you, you'll probably remember the rest on your own, right? And reliving it might be a bit... Relax. I'm sure I can handle it. If I can cave in someone's skull with a bat without batting an eyelid, surely I can endure a little flashback. Alright, take a seat and I'll tell you everything. On that day, the morning began like any other. Suoh, Sara, and I walked to school together. Morning classes had ended and the three of us ate lunch together in the school courtyard. We passed our time enjoyably, chatting about nothing and basically just killed time as we waited for school to end. It was an ordinary school day in every way, with no special plans and nothing in particular awaiting us. Even between the three of us, we had nothing to report and no upcoming events deviating from the norm. Just another day in our boring, peaceful, wonderful high school lives. And I walked back to class with my dear friends on the day. Perhaps the peace might have lasted. Torn from our usual journey by the call of nature, I parted ways with my companions and took a different route back to class. It was a little lonely, leaving my only friends and betraying the norm, but as soon as I found out, there was one substantial perk to straying from their sides. Since we were usually together at school, and given I was in the same class as Suoh, everything I heard was usually filtered for his ears. On that day, however, Suoh was nowhere in sight, nor was Sara. In their absence, nobody held their tongue. Hey, did you hear the latest about the Tesla twins? Those two again? Don't you ever get tired of spreading rumors about those two? They aren't rumors, I'm telling you, it's all true. Anyway, have you heard or not? This one's about Sara's attitude problem. Rumors about Suoh and Sara were nothing new, not to me, and not to the twins themselves. However, the notion that Sara had an attitude problem was news to me. Sara had always been the angelic little sister of my misunderstood friend, never once displaying an attitude betraying that image. If you're talking about how two-faced she is, then that's hardly a rumor. The second her brother is out of the picture, he does a complete 180. That bitch is scary. I know, right? And that's just it. Rumor is that she was diagnosed as being a codependent narcissist? I think that's it. She's a what? Well, it's kind of hard to explain. I'm not sure how badly Sara has it, but... Basically, she's the type to become completely dependent on someone, yet also want to dominate them. What are you talking about? That makes no sense. Wait, when you say someone, you're talking about her brother, aren't you? Correct. She's always clinging to and depending on him, and until that new girl showed up last year, no other girls could even get close to him. Sara wants to be the only person in her brother's life, and vice versa, no matter what. Oh, so that's what you meant. That certainly does sound like Sara. But is that really so bad? Being able to depend on someone and wanting them to have eyes only for you, isn't that what love is all about? No, that isn't love. There's a huge difference between obsession and love. I knew Sara had a brother complex, but narcissism and codependence? The need to control, yet be controlled. To monopolize, yet be dominated. I'd always figured that Sara confined herself to her brother's company because he couldn't make any friends of his own. But is she really just taking pity on her loner brother? Or is she the reason why he can't make any friends to begin with? I've only ever spent time with Sara when Suoh was right beside her, so I have no idea what she's really like. For all I know, Sara might really be the cause of her own exile, sacrificing her friends in order to keep her brother happy, meanwhile denying him friends of his own in order to maintain her monopoly on him. Or am I just jumping to conclusions? That guy did say it was just a rumor, even if he insisted it was true, and I'm not sure that I spent more time with Sara than anyone at the school aside from her brother. Besides, How would information like that be leaked to begin with? Unless Sarah told someone herself or the teachers were gossiping, there should be no way for information like that to circulate. No, I'm sure the two of them were really just very close siblings. There's nothing strange about twins having a special bond. Either way, I need to talk to Suoh about this. I need more information. If there's any truth to what I've heard, he is actually the safer sibling to ask. Hey, Suoh? If I'm going to ask, it'd better be during class, the one time Sarah leaves her brother's side. Oi, Suoh, I know you can hear me. Yeah, I hear you. Don't tell me the teacher lost you already. Shut up, this is serious. I appreciate your enthusiasm, Miss Crescent, but essay writing isn't really that serious. Though with your grades, perhaps it is. Sorry, ma'am. Hey, Suoh, are you still with me? Again? Can't it wait? No, it can't. It's about Sarah. Of course it is. What'd she do now? No, she didn't do any... Wait, you were expecting her to have done something? I thought she always behaved herself at school. So did I, until our parents started pulling her out of class. They did? Yeah, but you don't want to hear about that. Oh, yes, I do. Hey, you can't just leave me hanging like that. What happened? I don't know. They won't tell me what's going on. All I know is that it's been super awkward at home lately. Awkward how? Well, for starters, our parents seem to be more cautious of Sarah lately. They watch what they say, they don't ask her for anything. It's almost like they're trying to avoid her. But what's really weird is how our parents keep acting when we're together. When they're together? As a family? No, he must mean when it's just him and Sarah. They keep inviting us out separately, almost like they're trying to keep us apart. And whenever Sarah sits next to me, our parents try to get us to do something as family. Must be some retarded new age parenting nonsense, just what you'd expect from people who'd call their kids Suoh. Anyway, we can talk about that later, in case you hadn't noticed my grades are even worse than yours. Yeah, alright then. In fact, that's all I needed to hear. Even if the finer details differ from the rumor I heard earlier, the central theme remains the same. Sarah's obsession has reached the point where her own parents want to keep the two of them apart. Moreover, they become wary of their own daughter, like they're expecting her to strike back against their efforts. Did something happen recently? What did Sarah do to finally catch their attention? Has her obsession grown recently? Or is she simply getting worse at hiding it? Class ended while I was still deep in thought. All throughout the lesson I remained fixated on Sarah, and about her relationship with her brother. Whatever Sarah's trigger may be, how does she hide her feelings so well? Sarah seems completely normal when her brother is around. She has enough control over her emotions to let me befriend him. Could the narcissistic aspect of her mental state have been a lie? Is she merely codependent? But if that was the case, where on earth are you going? Huh? To the courtyard. Where else would I be going? What are you talking about? We already ate lunch. Huh? Come on, let's go home already. Yeah, I know. What about you, Cecilia? Are you coming or are you gonna have a second lunch by yourself? No, I'm coming. Though at this point, I'd probably feel safer walking home on my own. As expected, I didn't get much sleep that night. For the moment I got home, all I could think about was Sarah, our previous encounters, and how malicious she acted when we first met. At the time, I thought she was just protective of her twin brother, so I paid it no mind. But as time went on, the pattern continued, and Sarah's behavior did not improve. Suoh and I rarely got to spend any time together. Even when it was supposed to be just the two of us, Sarah would suddenly show up, acting as though she was invited. Made me a little jealous at times. They got to see each other at home every day, spend weekends in one another's company, and do pretty much everything together. Yet she still wouldn't let him go. I never thought about it in such terms, but the truth was, she completely monopolized his time. The only time we ever had to ourselves was we sneaked each other, when we each sneaked out at night, just like our first real encounter. When I first transferred to Mason, I didn't know anybody at all. Even after a few weeks, I still barely knew my way around. That went for both the school and for the city itself. Worse, I still hadn't made any friends yet, despite my personal mission to do things differently than at my old school. So as time went on, I continued to grow more discouraged. Before I could get too depressed, however, someone finally extended their hand towards me, asking me to be their friend. A girl from my class invited me to the park. She walked right up to me in the classroom and asked me to meet her there at 11 p.m. that night, saying that she wanted to be friends. Being the naive loner that I was, I didn't see the red flags. All I thought was that I finally had the opportunity to make a friend, and that was good enough for me. What a fool I was. What's wrong? You look nervous. No, it's just that I don't usually stay out this late. But if this is what friends do, then so be it. Really? Even though there's so much money to be made? Money? What are you talking about? She invited me out here to make money? Do I really have to spell it out for you? Why else do you think a high school girl would come to an empty park this late at night? Cute girl like you would be raking it in. Cute? Me? Damn right. Unfamiliar voice manifested from behind me. I turned to face the source of the unfamiliar voice and stand before me was a young man whom I've never met before. What's going on? I've already arranged your first client for you. You can thank me later. I've already taken my cut. Client? Cut? I really don't... Lady is a virgin, huh? How cute. I'm gonna enjoy this. No, I never agreed to this. This isn't why I came here. Come on, what's the harm? Your family needs the money, right? What? My family? How did you... Don't sweat the details. The point is, you need money. This is how cute high school girls make a living. You really think I'm cute? Of course. And you do want to help support your family, don't you? I can make money here and support my family. But I don't understand. What does she expect me to do? And who is this guy? Either way, I do need money. Great. Your parents will be very happy with the decision you made. Don't worry. I'll be gentle with you. Sure. Suoh and I had crossed paths before. We'd been put in the same class. We sat next to each other for certain classes. We may have even spoken once or twice. But until that night, Suoh's name never even registered in my mind. By the time I understood what was happening, the young man I had met just moments ago was unconscious. He was laying on the ground, covered in blood, and his breathing was faint. Suoh had savagely beaten the young man without mercy. So why did he step in? And for the matter, how did he know that we'd be here? And most importantly, why is he beating the living daylights out of a complete stranger? You're still trying to pull this shit, huh? You selfish bitch. Should have known you'd interfere. Just when I thought I'd finally got another girl on board. A cute girl just transferred into our class, and you immediately started befriending her. Did you really think I wouldn't catch on? You know I've never hit a girl before, but whenever you try to pull this crap, I feel really tempted to change that. You wouldn't dare. Try me. Damn. So, Cecilia, right? Yes, I mean, relax. I'm not going to hurt you. And I'm certainly not here for that. Then why are you here? I don't understand. What's going on? Isn't it obvious? That girl preys on meek students, trying to exploit and profit off them. Whenever a new girl enters our school, she tries to trick them into joining her. So she was just pretending to be your friend, to want to help you. Don't be so naive. That selfish bitch just wanted to make a profit. I should have known.
Back door open.
Nothing good ever happens to me. I was an idiot to think that I could make a friend so easily. Oi, don't be like that. You just need to be more careful about who you befriend. But yeah, if someone you barely know invites you to meet them somewhere remote late at night, you'd have to be stupid to go with them. Well, sorry for being stupid. What's so funny? Nothing. Anyway, just be careful from now on, alright? I can't afford to sneak out this late at night too often. Why did you come? Why did you come here? Why did you stop me? Would you rather I didn't step in? You do know what those two had planned, right? Don't tell me you actually wanted to sell your body to that guy. course not. That's not what I'm saying. I just don't understand why you'd help me out like that. We've only just met. We're certainly not friends. I don't know the first thing about you. So why would you... You're overthinking this. I stepped in because I wanted to. That's all. Seriously, if I catch that bitch one more time. So you stepped in because it was the right thing to do? Pretty much. Though most people would just call me meddlesome for getting involved like that. I see. But I guess you really can't take what people say too seriously, can you? Every word she said was a lie, and she just wanted to take advantage of me. Well, there was some truth to what she said. Really? Like the part about making money from the disgusting business. Oh, that's what you meant. And the part about cute girls like you raking it in, of course. What? But there are better ways to make money, you know. You shouldn't try to live off your looks. What's wrong? Nothing. Leave me alone. If you say so. Anyway, I think it's about time you went home. What do you say? Yeah. I guess I'll go home now. Good plan. And don't talk to any strangers on your way back, alright? I'll see you at school tomorrow. See you at school tomorrow. That was the first time I really met Suoh, and one of the only times I was able to have him all to myself. It was also the first time in my life I'd ever been called cute, and not just by one person, but by three. Though of the three, only one of them left a lasting impression on my heart. Morning. Whoa. Taken by surprise while I was out in the middle of reliving our first true meeting, I jumped back in fright. What's with that reaction? You were thinking of something dirty again, weren't you? No, of course I wasn't. Oh, so you're that kind of girl, are you? I'm telling you, that isn't it. Get away from my brother, man-eater. Come on, it really isn't like that. It wasn't anything unusual for Suoh to tease me first thing in the morning, or even for Sarah to join in. But after what happened the day before, Sarah's remark didn't feel like a joke. With new information, memories of the past both still fresh in my mind, I spent most of the morning wondering how to approach the Tesla twins, and the rest wondering which twin to approach. Suoh likely had no idea about his sister's obsession. His parents and sister alike made sure of that. Sarah, on the other hand, would have more reason to lie, and I couldn't approach her carelessly. No matter who I chose, the information wouldn't be easy to obtain. I could either go for Suoh, who would be infinitely easier to approach, or Sarah, who would actually be able to confirm or deny the things I'd heard beyond a shadow of a doubt. Suffice to say, I chickened out and asked Suoh. Psst. Hey, Suoh. Today too, huh? You'd better not start dragging my grades down. Grades can't go below 0, you know. Just tell me what you want. Well, if you insist. Actually, I wanted to ask you more about your sister. Sarah, what about her? You know, about how she's been acting lately. Oh, right. Well, there isn't a whole lot more I can tell you. As I said before, my family won't tell me anything. Don't you at least have some idea? You do live with her, after all. If I knew, I'd tell you. I get the feeling that Sarah did something wrong. It's almost as if our parents are afraid to punish her. If you do figure anything out, please do tell me. As he had said before, Suoh didn't know anything more about the matter. He couldn't offer any new information, nor could he provide further insight. Whatever was going on in his house, he was intentionally being left out of the loop. Even so, I still lacked the courage to ask Sarah. Over the next few days, I routinely asked Suoh about his sister during class. As expected, his parents still refused to say a word, and Sarah acted as she always had in his company. I was beginning to think I'd have to either confront Sarah myself or back off and forget about everything. But then... Cecilia? Sarah? Where's Suoh? You two are always... That's none of your business, and neither is my personal life. Just what have you been saying to my brother? I hadn't expected Suoh to confide in his sister, at least not when she was the subject of our conversations. I was just asking about how things are going at home, you know? The two of you have been acting different lately, so I thought... Stop prying. What goes on between our family is none of your business. If you know what's good for you, you'll stop asking questions. What? What are you saying? I was worried about you two. And I'm telling you to mind your own business. You should be happy that I even let you speak to my brother. Let me? Your brother can... I can... Suoh. That's me. Who were you expecting? No, it's not that like I was expecting someone else, it's just... Cecilia was telling me how unattractive she finds guys like you. How unattractive she finds guys like you. I was not. I never said anything like that. Forget it. I don't really care. You two enjoy your girl talk. I'll see you at school. What the hell was that about? As I said before, you should consider yourself lucky that I even let you talk to my brother. If you get greedy, I'll separate you by force. Another week went by, and contrary to Sarah's warning, I didn't stop probing. Starting with the boy from whom I originally heard the rumor about Sarah, I spoke to a variety of students in our grade, routinely reporting to Suoh and having him filter the facts from the baseless rumors. Unfortunately, the rumors were already taking lives of their own, changing with the teller until the truth had been long forgotten. However, there was one piece of information that proved both true and insightful. The reason why Sarah was getting pulled out of class, and why her parents were so suddenly worried about her. 2 months ago, a new student transferred into her school, a girl 2 years below me, who transferred in without knowing anybody here beforehand. True to form, the girl who deceived me when I first transferred in attempted the same stunt she pulled with me, and once again Suoh stepped in. The new girl seemed to adapt just fine after that. She made friends, improved her grades, and generally enjoyed a normal high school life. Given what happened 3 weeks ago, however, it would seem that she made the same stupid mistake that I did. She fell in love with the brother of a psycho. Get away from me, you fucking slut! Don't you dare touch my brother! I didn't have the courage to look for anything more than being friends. To me, being Suoh's only friend felt like it was already more than enough. But that girl was confident enough and hopeful enough to confess to her. Sarah, what the hell has gotten into you? Stop it already! She didn't fall in love with what could have been. She didn't settle for being friends. That girl summoned the strength to share her feelings with the one for whom she felt so strongly. And for all of her courage, she wound up in the hospital. Sarah is by no means strong, but armed with anger and jealousy, she's a force to be reckoned with. Let me go. I'm going to kill that fucking bitch. And Suoh not intervened. Sarah may very well have made good on her promise. Sarah ripped the girl's hair out, clawed deep and bloody scratches into her face, and even broke one of her ribs, all because the girl deigned to confess to Sarah's brother. It wasn't until one of the girl's friends helped her to her feet and escorted her to the infirmary that Sarah finally calmed down. In a heartbeat, she returned to her usual self. She started giggling and smiling and making playful comments to her beloved brother. But by then, the damage had already been done. Sarah's mental state was finally being taken seriously by her parents, and the wound she inflicted on that poor girl wouldn't soon be forgotten. And yet, despite her horrific actions, Sarah avoided expulsion. While I don't know the specifics, it seems she was forced to undergo counseling, not by the school counselor, but by a professional who worked several towns over. They monitored her for a while, prescribed her medication, and then sent her back to school, ready to take classes again as if nothing had ever happened. Armed with the truth, I once again pondered my next course of action. I didn't want to risk setting Sarah off, but at the same time I couldn't just let her continue to control her brother's life. I needed to talk to her, to finally set things straight, but I knew that I couldn't speak to Sarah with her brother present, otherwise she'd never be truthful. Conversely, I couldn't afford to single her out. If we were completely alone, I could end up like that last girl who got in her way. And so I waited for opportunity to strike. I thought long and hard about how to best approach Sarah, and the conclusion I came to was to wait for our classes to be held in the same location. That way we'd still be around our classmates and teachers, yet I could easily drag Sarah away from her brother to talk. So one day when our classes had PE together, I knew it was time to act. While the rest of the students were getting changed, I took Sarah to the supply closet to talk to her alone. So, what did you want to talk about? If you say it's for girl talk, I'm going to leave right now. I suppose most people would consider two girls talking about a boy to be girl talk. But it's nothing as lighthearted as that, and you already know what this is about. Cut to the point. What do you want from me? Fine then. I want you to let your brother go. Let Suoh go? What the hell are you talking about? Isn't it obvious? You'd never let him go anywhere or do anything without you. What kind of sister puts a girl in the hospital just for confessing her love? There's something seriously wrong with you. Your brother should be able to go to school without worrying about his sister attacking the people he cares about. Shut up. What my brother and I do is none of your business. That's besides the point. The problem here is that you're dominating his life. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Why do you people keep trying to tear us apart? Why can't you just leave us alone? Because Suoh doesn't belong to you. I get it now. You're just like that bitch from before. You want to tear us apart so that you can have my brother all to yourself. Well, there is some truth to that. But you're still wrong. I'm not trying to monopolize Suoh or keep him all to myself. I just want to spend more time with him, just the two of us, without having to worry about... I knew it. I fucking knew it. But the moment you saved your pathetic ass, I knew things would turn out like this. Just because he defended you, you think that gives you the right to take him from me? He saved lots of girls, and Suoh, he'll save plenty more. Do you know why? Because he's a good person. The most kind and righteous person I know. You weren't saved because you're special. You were saved because he's special. I could feel my consciousness begin to fade as Sarah's fingertips dug deep into my throat. My lungs continued to scream for air, and my eyes opened wide in shock and panic. For a moment there, I truly thought I was going to die. But then, like always, Sarah. Suoh came to save me. Sarah, calm down. Let go of her. No, let me go. She's trying to keep us apart, just like all of the others. Suoh grabbed hold of his sister and tried to pull her away, but with Sarah's fingers wrapped around my neck, he couldn't simply yank her off me. Thankfully, Sarah's grip loosened as she tried to fend off her brother, and I was able to breathe once more. Not apart. What was that? I'm not trying to keep you apart, you damn psycho. Neither were your parents, or the counselor, or the girl before me. You're lying. I'm not lying. All we want is to share it with you. Is that so bad? Of course it's bad. Suoh is mine, and I won't let anybody else have him. Even though her fingers were still wrapped around my neck, Sarah's grip continued to loosen. Be in her deteriorating emotional state during the interference of her brother, the one-sided dominance had come to an end. God damn it, there's just no getting through to you. What will it take to make you understand? Girls, please, just calm down. We'll all talk this through together, okay? Don't waste your breath, Suoh. This girl doesn't listen to anyone. Besides, you've already done more than enough. I'll defend myself this time. Pulled by the oxygen returning to my lungs and the adrenaline surging through my body, I slowly pulled Sarah's fingers off my neck. Don't kid yourself. With my brother sticking up for you, you're helpless. Says the little sister can't even go to the toilet without her brother holding her hand. That's enough, both of you. You're both perfectly capable of taking care of yourselves. I wonder about that. If Suoh hadn't saved you, sorry hide, what would you be doing right now? Would you be another girl on the street selling her body? Or would you have done the world a favor and killed yourself by now? Beats me. But I do know that even without me in the picture, you still don't need anything more than mere siblings. You take that back. Why should I? Everyone knows that your feelings are one-sided. If your brother wasn't so kind, I bet he'd already left you and gone. After that, my memory is a little fuzzy. Oxygen deprivation finally began to take its toll and my consciousness started to fade. Taking advantage of my precarious state, Sarah let go of my throat, grabbed something heavy, and... I don't know. I couldn't see or feel anything. My mind was already going dark, and I no longer possessed the strength to stand. The only thing I remember from that point on is a loud, horrific sound akin to that of a watermelon being split with a bat. And then, the next moment, something heavy falling to the floor beside me. When I woke up, Sarah was doubled over, crying her eyes out. Your head was resting in her lap. There was blood everywhere, and yet you were smiling. Because even though you were injured, you finally got Sarah and I to stop fighting. And that was the last time I ever saw you. A teacher heard Sarah crying and screaming. They called an ambulance, and before I knew it, you were gone. You were gone, and you never came back to school ever again. I continued to stare at Cecilia in amazement long after she finished speaking. There was nothing I could possibly say after hearing such a tale and being told that I was at the heart of it. How was I supposed to react? While some parts of what she said sounded familiar, I still couldn't remember it for myself. It all felt like a story or a recollection of what happened to someone else. Well, that certainly does explain a lot. I thought it was odd that my memory was so hazy, and all I was told in the hospital was that I'd suffered a head injury. I figured I'd gotten the shit beat out of me for sticking my nose where it didn't belong. I'm sorry. Huh? I'm so sorry. Hey, why are you getting upset? It was just an accident, right? And I'm obviously okay by now. You aren't okay. You aren't okay at all. All that time in the hospital, you quitting school, us never seeing each other. It's all because I pushed too far. I should have just left it all alone. Sarah was right. If I just kept out of her business, none of this would have happened. You never change, do you? Stop putting the blame on yourself. You didn't do anything wrong. Though if the two of you had just listened to me, the matter could have ended without bloodshed. You're the one who never changes. If you weren't so stupid and so nice, we wouldn't be standing here right now. Is that supposed to be an insult or a compliment? It's both, you idiot. If you weren't so stupid, you'd realize that being nice is what got you into this mess. And if you weren't so nice, Sarah's obsession wouldn't be fed, and we'd never become friends, and you'd still be attending class like a normal student. Still feels like you're insulting me. Not that I don't deserve it. If Cecilia's story is to be believed, then it's my own ignorance and meddlesome nature that got me into this. Well, whatever. You've saved me from succumbing to the insanity of not knowing, so I suppose I'll let it slide. Are you sure? Just like that? We've barely seen each other in months. Are you sure you want to just let it slide? She actually wants me to hold a grudge? No, wait, I think I see where she's going with this. Sometimes I think I go too far with my teasing, but in Cecilia's case, it seems I can't go far enough. I understand. I suppose some form of punishment might be in order. Really? Well, there's a case to be made for each one of these. What do you have in mind? Get ready. Your punishment is going to be severe. Really? No, I mean, go easy on me. Alright. Close your eyes. Okay. What do you think you're... You just... a fitting punishment, I think. After all, think of all the missed opportunities over the past couple of months when I could have obtained such a treasure. I get it already, just give them back. Nope, they're mine now. Fine then. There, much better. I figured you might resort to that. But do you really want to steal Sarah's underwear? She's definitely going to notice that they're gone. That's a good thing that I didn't take Sarah's. Seriously? Hey, you really shouldn't do that. Do they even fit you? They fit surprisingly well, actually. Oh, I didn't notice before. But I guess you must have a pretty big butt. Or maybe you just have a slender, girly butt. Whatever the case, I think you should take them off now. I don't wanna. Come on, I'll trade you back, alright? Nope, those are yours now. I don't want them back. Then what do you want? If you want yours back, I have two conditions. Okay, what are they? First, you have to walk me home after this. It would be too embarrassing to walk home like that by myself. And second, you have to accept my punishment in return. That doesn't sound so bad. What do you have in mind? You'll see. Cecilia fished her mobile phone out of her pocket and then tapped a few buttons before holding it close to my face. As punishment, I will ask you a series of questions. You will answer every one of them truthfully and in full. Your answers will be recorded for market research purposes. Do you understand the terms and conditions? So, she wants me to answer a few questions. That's her idea of punishment. Alright, I'm game. Do your worst. Oh, I will. Question 1, family aside, have you ever seen a naked girl in the flesh? Huh. Question 1, family aside, have you ever... No, I heard you. I haven't. Please speak clearly into the microphone, dear sir. I haven't. I see, I see. Question 2, have you ever kissed or been kissed by a girl? As a matter of fact, on the lips, that is. No, I haven't. I see. Question 3, family aside, who do you love the most in the whole wide world? Into the the microphone, please. This really is punishment, isn't it? Well, I'll play along. Cecilia. What was that? The answer is Cecilia. The answer to what? Please answer the question thoroughly and clearly. God damn it, this girl. But if I don't placate her, this is only going to drag on. I love Cecilia more than anyone in the whole world. Cecilia? Oh, can you repeat that last answer? I've set my phone, the microphone to a higher audio recording quality. For market research purposes, of course. On second thought, this might drag on no matter how I answer. After spending the better half of the morning together, Cecilia and I gradually prepared to leave. I guess we should probably go now. I don't really want to leave, but on the other hand, I also don't want to be here when Sarah gets back. Now there's a surprise. Oh? I thought you were finally going to confront her. I was, but after what happened last time, I don't want to end in the hospital again. I don't want you to end up in the hospital again. I think you'll find that I'm a tad more formidable than I was back then. I sure hope so. You went down pretty easily last time. Ouch. What can I say? I'm no match for butch girls like you. Yep, I knew she wouldn't like that one. You know, there was a time when you used to call me cute instead of butch. I guess you and Sarah must have knocked some sense into me. Or out of you. Well, whatever. I'll write down my number before we go. I still want to hear all about what happened to you after you left school. If you say so. Oh, one last thing before I go. You'd better hide your new panties. We won't want Sarah getting jealous. Or homicidal. She's already killed 2 people after all. And if they don't actually touch on that, I'm going to have to remember to put this in the description. So, we wanted a stakeout, if I remember correctly. And bisected by Misa. No, what were you talking about? Weren't you listening? Of course I was listening. You said you didn't have any weird fetishes, meaning all of your fetishes are healthy, natural, mainstream fetishes. Stop saying fetishes! Oh yeah, this is gonna be worth the money, alright. With the rest of the day being spent teasing Sarah, talking about things we should do together, and generally just enjoying our time together, nighttime was soon upon us. We then ate dinner together, watched some mindless television for a while, and finally went to bed, looking forward to the weekend that awaited us. I almost forgot how much fun Sarah and I could have together. Even if we have different interests, we've always gotten along, and losing our parents hasn't changed that. Starting tomorrow, I need to think less about work and more about the person for whom I've been working. As those pleasant thoughts circulate through my mind, Sarah's breathing slowed down and she fell into a deep sleep, still clinging onto my torso. Just as I felt my consciousness fading too, I looked at the clock, silently cursing as I realized my night with Sarah would end then and there. I begrudgingly removed Sarah's arm from my body and got out of bed, slowly making my way to the usual Friday night meeting. Home, sweet home. I didn't really want to leave Sarah's side tonight, and I was out longer than anticipated since we waited for the others to show up. But with Sarah sound asleep and nobody checking what time I clock in, I guess it's nothing worth worrying about. After all, I often fail to return until after midnight. Not once has Sarah woken up to find me absent. Not that I'm aware of, at least. Whatever the case, I can hear the warmth of my bed calling for me. It's been a long day, and now it's time for... Did I forget to lock the door? Strange, I could have sworn I'd locked the door when leaving. With all the crap I've seen and done in this town, I know better than to tempt thieves. Maybe the stress of my current predicament is getting to me. Knowing that I have a target on my back is unnerving to say the least. It makes sense that I make a few mistakes. With that in mind, this forced vacation might be just what I need. Sarah. Damn, she isn't here. I figured that she might wake up while I was gone, but since she never called me out on it, I thought I was in the clear. How naive. Could Sarah have stayed up watching television? When First time I found her curled up in a blanket on the couch watching TV. Really, does Sarah not care about her eyes? After all the crap she's given me about playing video games, she could at least... I guess not. That just leaves the bathroom, huh? I don't really want to walk in on Sarah, but she's fallen asleep on the toilet. The least I can do is wake her up. Nope, can't hear anything. So she really has fallen asleep on the toilet. Tomorrow morning I'm going to tease her so... Wait a minute, something isn't right. If Sarah had gotten up to go to the toilet, would she have turned the light on? The door was unlocked, the lights were off, and Sarah's nowhere to be found. That could only mean... she's gone. Oh no. No, no, no. Sarah couldn't have gone out looking for me, could she? But she isn't here and the door was unlocked then. No, hold on a second. I'm getting myself riled up again. I'm jumping to conclusions. I've only checked a couple of rooms in this house. There's still plenty of places she could be hiding. Calm down, me. Let's think this through. Knowing Sarah, she probably got up to go to the toilet and walked back into another room still half asleep. Although there's only one bed, all you really need is a semi-comfortable surface in order to sleep. My first guess would have been the couch, but failing that, perhaps she fell asleep on the way back. If that's the case, then the bathroom would be... Sarah? Sarah's already dead. Two days have passed since I said goodbye to my only remaining family. 2 days of introspection, sloth, disbelief, and desperation. For the first day I did nothing but cry, sleep, and agonize over the death of my sister. Once I returned home, I was unable to get out of bed, let alone eat. I feared entering the bathroom, lest I remember what I saw. Whenever I opened my eyes, I relived moments spent in our new house with Sarah, just the two of us. When I closed my eyes, her image filled my mind, and all I could think about was the fact that Sarah, the one person who'd been by my side since before I was even born, really was gone. No matter what I did or what I tried to think, I was hounded by her. And by the time those melancholy thoughts came to an end, I felt empty. Nothing seemed to matter anymore. It felt like nothing I could possibly do would serve any purpose. Sarah was dead, and I was the reason why. On the second day, I forced myself to get up. I decided that it was time to either pull myself together or to follow Sarah into the next life. So I left that dreadful house. I abandoned my work obligations, escaped from the scene of Sarah's death, and returned to the only other home I've ever known. As of last night, I've started squatting in my home, my real home, and attempting to reintegrate myself back into my old life. Minus my family, I forcefully begun to return to the life I left behind. First and foremost, albeit temporarily, I've decided to return to school. Honestly, I don't want to be here. In fact, there's a long list of places I'd rather be. But until I figure out what to do with myself, this is the best place for me. Watched by others, surrounded by people my own age, kept busy so as to distract myself from the thoughts of Sarah and to prevent me from contemplating suicide. Furthermore, if I ever did seriously consider killing myself... This is the one place where I could find someone who would actually try to stop me. Morning, beautiful. Whoa, when did you... No, never mind. What's wrong? So caught up in your fantasies that you forgot I'd be here. Well, not exactly. In fact, those two factors actually overlap pretty heavily. What is she? No, never mind. Trying to understand Cecilia is a waste of energy. Is ready for a day of learning induced comas and idle chit-chat? Not really. I've been away from school for so long there's no way I'll be able to integrate back in so easily. Yesterday I called the school to inform them that Sarah wouldn't be coming in and that I would be taking her place until she got better. It was a hard sell. Apparently it doesn't work that way and the principal was reluctant to agree. But in consideration of my situation, including the deaths of my parents and the fact that I left school of my own volition, she eventually conceded. Don't be like that. I'll tell you what, if you make it the entire day without falling asleep, I'll even walk partway home with you. Well, that does sound tempting. But you're going to do better than that. Such a feat deserves a far more grandiose reward, don't you think? A bigger reward, huh? I suppose we could hold hands as we walk. Hmm? No, nothing. I didn't say anything. If you want a reward from me, you're going to have to earn it. Feels like we're right back to where we left off. After so much time apart, I thought that my return to school would take a long period of adjustment, especially for Cecilia. However, without Sarah around to come between us, it actually felt like we were getting along more smoothly than ever. Personal relationships aside, school proved to be as monotonous and lackluster as ever. Most students avoided me, as they always had, while a few mustered the courage to ask why I was present instead of my sister. Teachers, on the other hand, left me alone. They at least heard the gist of my situation from the principal beforehand, so they paid me little mind. As a result, for better or worse, my school life was much the same as ever. I was kept busy, if not bored, and given no leeway to grieve. All in all, things worked out just as I'd hoped. Except for one minor detail. I know, right? What's more, even if they manage to petition the principal, it'll be too late to change the travel plans. Well, you can't blame them for trying. Still, I would have thought you'd want to extend the field trip as well. You enjoyed the last one, right? Well, yeah, but I only went because you weren't here anyway. If I go on this one and you don't, then... Crap, she's trying to guilt me into going on a field trip. On the other hand, it's not like I have a good reason not to go. The whole point of me returning to school is so that I wouldn't be alone with lengthy thoughts, after all. Then again, if neither one of us goes, it'll be just like old times. Better yet, with even Sarah away from school, it'll be just the two of us, alone, together. Is Cecilia teasing me? I guess it's about time we went our separate ways. Really, why do you have to live so far away? My house is barely 10 minutes away from yours. Yeah, but still. Well, it's not like we need to part ways. I'm living alone now, after all. It's not like anybody would care if Cecilia visited. But if she did stay a while, she'd soon realize that nobody else had been living there. I've been covering it up so far, but is it time that I... Aha. There you are, my boy. I've been looking everywhere for you. Karasu. Oh crap, not now. My boy? Wait a second, does this mean he's... Oh? Aha, you must be Suoh's girlfriend Cecilia. I've heard so much about you. What, girlfriend? Yes, that's me. Pleased to meet you, father-in-law. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She's just going to play along? And what on earth is Karasu saying? Did he come here just to mess with me? What brings you here, father? Not that I need to ask. Bye-bye. What a cold way to greet your own family. I was going to wait for you at home, but it just feels so empty at the moment. Empty? Shit, I can see what he's up to. It's nothing to concern yourself with, Miss Crescent. Sarah's just getting checked out at the hospital right now. It's nothing serious. Oh, I see. Damn it, Karasu, did you really need to drag Cecilia into this? Even while playing everything off as a joke, his real intent is obvious. More importantly, Miss Crescent, it's interesting to know the name Miss Crescent is. It doesn't suit you. Cecilia Tesla has a much nicer ring to it, don't you think? Cecilia Yes, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. I knew you'd agree with me. Now let's see. It'll still be another few months before you both turn 18, so if I book a cathedral now... Father, may I speak with you for a moment? Cecilia, I'll see you tomorrow. Alright then. See you tomorrow. It was nice to finally meet you, Mr. Tesla. Mr. Tesla, huh? That does have a nice ring to it. You know, I was only half joking. If I really were to adopt you, paying for your wedding would be... She's gone, Karasu. Give it a rest. Very well. You already know why I'm here, don't you? Of course I know why he's here. Karasu understands my need to grieve, but doesn't have time to deal with insubordination. With the motivation behind my sister's murder looming and only sighing Misa left, he wants me to return to work as soon as possible. Yes, I know why you're here. Then you also know why I can't take no for an answer. It's not that I don't understand the position Karasu's in. I am aware of what might happen to me if I refuse, but... This is no good. I don't want to force you to come along with me. I don't want any of my children to follow me unless it's of their own free will. But I need your help. We have a deadline approaching, and we can't afford to put it off. If you won't come along with me willingly, then... Our next encounter won't be so pleasant. The next day. My second day back at school. My change in lifestyle has gone relatively smoothly so far. I re-entered school with surprisingly ease, broke into my old home without difficulty, and lined up my way back into Cecilia's life. At school, sleep and preoccupation have been the forces driving me. At home, excessive exercise and pointless hypothesizing has kept me busy. If only for the last 2 days, I've succeeded in driving away the dark thoughts nagging at me since Sarah's departure. All too soon, however, I've realized that I can't run away so easily. Even if I want to escape from the life that stole my sister away from me, this isn't the kind of situation you can just walk away from. I know too much about Karsu's plans for him to just leave me alone. At best, I'm a loose end. At worst, I'm a liability. As such, there are only 3 ways I can see to get out of this situation. First, I could kill Karsu. Without Karsu in the picture, it wouldn't matter how many of his secrets I knew. He wouldn't be able to force me to act, and I'd permanently cut off any possible return to that life. In doing so, however, I'd be putting myself against Sai and Misa, which is essentially suicide. Even if I managed to kill Karsu, I'd be following him straight to hell. Second, I could run away. Returning to my old home and school probably does count as running away, but it's nowhere near enough. If I really want to escape, I need to completely ditch my life as I know it. I need to leave the state, perhaps even the country, and sever all ties I have here. I'd leave behind my home, never be able to visit the graves of my parents and sister, and abandon Cecilia once more. However, even if I did that, who's to say I wouldn't be tracked down? I don't have a fake passport or ID or anything. My movements would be simple for someone like Karsu to track. Moreover, the funds required to start a new life in a new country are beyond me. With the amount at my disposal, I'd just wind up in the same situation as I am now. And so, that just leaves option 3. I could simply comply with Karsu's demands. So slow. Maybe he isn't coming today. Who isn't coming? Suoh. Of course. Who were you expecting? Expecting? No, I mean, you're the one I was waiting for, but you were late, so I thought you might not come today. Cecilia's never going to get used to my presence here, is she? Which actually might be for the best. Well, I'm here now, so cheer up. Right. No, I mean, of course, Suoh's here, so I should be happy and energetic. Is that how it works? I'm pretty sure you're the only person in the world who I have that effect on. That's fine by me. And now that I have even your father's approval, the only obstacle left is... Obstacle? No, I didn't say that. All I meant was, now that your father has given us his blessing, all we need to do is... Wait, that's right. I was thinking about it last night, but... Aren't your parents supposed to be dead? Shit. I thought it was weird that you suddenly returned to your old home, and even started attending school again. You moved out because your parents died and you needed to work, right? So then why... Damn. Cecilia's more perceptive than I gave her credit for. This would be a perfect time for the school bell to ring. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but I hate the thought that you're hiding something from me. I mean, if I can help you in any way, then... My foster father. Huh? That man you met yesterday. He's my foster father. As he said, Sarah's been in the hospital, and I couldn't support her without his help. It's also thanks to him that I'm able to return to my old home. I see. Seriously, I hate having to do this. It's great that I'm as fluent at distorting the truth as ever, but to be forced to praise that guy... It's true that he calls me his child, and without his financial support, I certainly wouldn't have been able to provide for Sarah, but even so... That's wonderful. It is? Being forced to rely on his assistance is wonderful. You did well to support the 2 of you. You quit school, got a job, even found a new home. To be honest, I was surprised. Hearing about your accomplishments, it was as though you had become a completely different person. But now you don't have to worry about any of that. Oh, Cecilia, if you only knew the half of it. Still, it would be better if you cheer up. Cheer up? Me? You're the one who cries every time her shadow moves. I don't cry that often. I'm just not as strong as you are. As strong as a cowardly killer who's desperate to run away from reality. Cecilia gives me too much credit. But you know, no matter how strong you are, it's okay to confide in others. I don't know what's been eating at you since you returned, but if there's anything I can do, anything at all, then... Damn it. I returned to school to get away from Sarah's memory, away from the grief, and I thought I was doing an excellent job of hiding it. But it seems like Cecilia was onto me from the beginning. She may not know the specifics, and she's believed my lies so far, but if I get any more careless, Cecilia is going to be in for quite a rude shock. Thank you, Cecilia, but it's It's nothing you have to worry about. I'm just worried about Sarah, that's all. You see, that one was convincing, right? And it's not as though it's an outright lie. I don't know whether to be grateful to Sarah or to hate her. What do you mean? It's just... On one hand, her getting sick means I'm able to see you again. If she were healthy and energetic, you wouldn't be here. In that way, I'm grateful for the time Sarah has given us, intentionally or not. Well, that's certainly one way to think about it. However, at the same time, it's really cruel of her. Even knowing from the start that we won't be together long, being forced to separate again is going to be more painful than if you never come back at all. If that's the case, then I wish she'd never get better. Cecilia, she... No. I can't allow myself to get angry over this. Cecilia would never say that if she knew what really happened to Sarah. She doesn't actually wish death upon her. Besides, a murderer like me has no right to criticize the thought crimes of an innocent young girl. What's more, I'm the one who decided to come back, knowing from the beginning that it wouldn't last long. I'm the one she should be angry at. Suoh? Sorry. It's nothing. This is starting to draw out. With the week almost half over and the melancholy thoughts piling up more and more, I've been questioning my path from here on out. School's provided a nice distraction. I've enjoyed seeing Cecilia again, but I'm well aware that my time with her will soon end. The date of the Adder break-in is almost upon us, and the only way I can see myself getting out of this alive is to go through with it after all. Whether I survive or not, these days I spent as a normal teenager will come to an end, and even if things turn out for the best, I don't see myself ever returning. It's funny to think about, really. As someone who hated school and jumped at the opportunity to quit, I should be glad. I was enthralled with the notion of making money through violence. The excitement, the abundance of cash, all gave me a sense of accomplishment and importance. In reality, I may be suited to be a professional killer after all, and yet... Without Sarah, what's the point? Indeed, that is the question. With or without Sarah beside me, this job is perfect, and with her now gone, things will undoubtedly become easier. No more sneaking around, no more explaining myself, and no more worrying about her. But without Sarah, I have no goal, I have no purpose, no reason to continue. When I first started, I hastily rationalized my actions, claiming that it was for Sarah's benefit. I took lies so that Sarah could eat, sleep somewhere safe, go to school. I accepted the Adder mission because it meant we could return to our old home. Every time I had something questionable to do, I wrote it off as being for the greater good, citing Sarah's well-being as my top priority. So with Sarah no longer among the living, I suppose. I'll just have to rationalize my deplorable actions some other way. Suoh is slow. Suoh is so slow. How slow? I don't know. Suoh is slow. Well, at least one of us seems to be in a good mood. Still, I can't just stand here and listen to my good name being tarnished, can I? Dumb, Cecilia is so dumb. Breasts bigger than her IQ, Cecilia is so dumb. Ah, I didn't see you there. Well, I guess I deserve that. It was kind of rude of me to... Cry, Cecilia always cries. Her tear ducts are infinite, Cecilia always cries. Hey, I don't cry that often. You don't? Of course not. So the second verse offends you. You believe that it's wrong. Of course it's wrong. I see. In other words, only the first verse was accurate. What? No, of course it isn't. My IQ is far bigger than my breasts are. Really? I leaned in closer, bringing my face an inch away from Cecilia's chest. Upon closer inspection, perhaps your IQ is bigger after all. Please don't stare at them so closely. Ah, now that's the kind of reaction I was hoping for. Is the embarrassment finally getting to her? Oh? Why not? Well, it's just... When your face is that close to my chest, I kinda want to hug you. Wait, what was that? I glanced up at Cecilia's face in amazement. Come to think of it, Cecilia's face is pretty red and her breathing has quickened. Could it be that she really... having fun, are we? Who was... Wait a minute, I know that voice. I thought I might find you here. Karasu said you were attending school again, but I had to see it to believe it. Why is Sai here at my school? Until now, I've only ever seen him at Karasu's lair, and in hindsight, I suppose the same goes for Karasu. For those two to both come out in broad daylight, all the way to a public venue like this, they must really be serious about taking me back. You're here to take me back, huh? That's right. We don't have time to play games, waiting for you to come to your senses. So will you come along willingly, or will I have to? I'll go. I thought that might surprise him. I disappeared without saying a word, turned away Karasu, and attempted to shut out my new life in favor of my old one. I started to rebuild a fragment of my old life. I was reunited with my dear friend, and I assimilated myself back into the life of an ordinary high school student. So why, after coming this far, would I return without a fight? To any observer, it would appear as though I wanted nothing to do with that side of the city anymore, and that returning would be the last thing on my mind. But the truth is, I knew from the beginning that this couldn't last. Whether I want to go or not, there is currently only one path for me to take. Resistance will only get me killed. If I want to live to see another day, I must comply. Good. It's about time that you returned. Go home, gather your things, then meet me at the usual place. Geez, for a second there I thought he was going to literally drag me back, and he probably would have if I hadn't shown such readiness to return. Either way, it's good that he went on ahead of me, because before I leave, there's still one more matter I must take care of. Sorry about that. One of my co-workers just... Cecilia's crying. Did she overhear what we were talking about? It's okay. I know that you have to go. You said from the beginning that this is only temporary, right? So I have no right to protest or to get angry about it. Cecilia, don't worry about me. I'll be fine on my own. It might get a little lonely with both you and Sarah gone, but I'll be strong. Shit. This is exactly what I wanted to avoid. This will be the second time I've abandoned Cecilia, and if things don't go well at Adder, it might be the last. If this mission is half as dangerous as Karasu made it seem, So, make sure you come back to me. What did she say? Cecilia, I told you I would only be here for... I don't care. Ever since you returned, you've had this look on your face as though you were only here to say goodbye. You've been moping around half-heartedly, cracking bad jokes, playing stupid pranks, all the while obviously distraught about something. I understand that you have to go, and I can't stop you. But I won't let you go a third time. The next time you return, you'll be here to stay. Cecilia, that's a bit... Promise me. Promise me that you'll return and that you won't go anywhere ever again. Promise me that you won't leave again, that we'll finally get to go out and do things together like a normal couple. A normal couple. You heard me. No way. So Cecilia really does feel that way about me. I've always gotten along well with Cecilia. From the moment we first spoke, the two of us seemed to have a certain synergy, a degree of compatibility that drove Sarah crazy. But romantically, Cecilia and I, a couple? I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. As my closest female friend, as my only female friend, I figured it was natural to wonder about such things. Even so, for her to actually have the same thoughts about me... Well, is it a promise or not? How am I supposed to say no to that? It might be a while before I return, but... Alright, I promise. You mean it? You're not just messing with me, right? Because if you are... Just how little faith do you have in me? Even I wouldn't joke about something like that. I guess you're right. Even so, I'm going to need more convincing than that. More? Just what is she? So there you go, you could see it in all its glory. Cecilia? What in the world is she? Without another word, Cecilia wrapped her arms around my neck and stole my lips. With her face so close to mine, Cecilia's embarrassment was evident, even to me. With her hot face pressed against mine, there's no way I wouldn't notice. Not that I could talk. I took Cecilia by surprise as I returned her embrace, but the effect was only temporary. A moment later, she was taking the initiative once more. Cecilia's face remained hot, and I could feel her heart beating more rapidly with each passing second, ringing in my ears more loudly than my own. In a continued show of passion, Cecilia pressed on, not letting up for a second. Whether this was to be our final embrace or simply the first of many to come, her feelings reached me loud and clear. This wasn't a desperate plea for me to return, nor was it a promise of things yet to come. It was simply the release of countless pent-up days denied to us, a repayment of time lost to school, our families, my job. For every second I'd spent thinking about Cecilia, or she spent thinking about me, our moment had come at last. After what felt like the longest first kiss ever, Cecilia and I inevitably stopped to catch our breath. Jeez, you don't know when to quit, do you? Like you're when to talk. You got me there? Hey now, don't just go quiet on me. So, yeah? You have a responsibility to return now, okay? Your girlfriend will be waiting for you to return, so you'd better... Cecilia, you romantic. Yeah, I'll be back. It might take a while, and I can't say what will happen between now and then, but I'll be back. I'll be waiting. So right here we should be back on the common route. Straight back to the daily grind, huh? Yesterday I was a half-assed student squatting in an abandoned house. Today I'm in a high-class hotel preparing to hunt down 2 of my former coworkers. Talk about hitting the ground running. After calling me back to work, Sai explained they had gotten a hit on GPS signals and were missing coworkers. Sai would go confront Kane and Leon, leaving Misa and I to find Vincent and Violet. It was a poor time to be given such an assignment, given the upcoming editor break-in, but it seemed that Karsu wanted to tie up any loose ends before we pulled off our great heist. Oh well, it's probably best if I get stuck right straight back into it. I was only really attending school to distract myself after all. The longer I spent away from work, the harder it'll be to get back into things. Even if the job this time is to kill my former coworkers, I can't complain. We each took a double bed, sprawled ourselves out in our respective beds, and drifted off to a well-earned slumber. There's Violet. If Misa wants to go straight home, that's fine by me. There's a certain young woman who's waiting for my call, and I wouldn't dream of keeping her waiting any longer than necessary. I mean, it's not like I have any other plans, but I still would like to rest now and then. Anyway, I'm gonna head home and get some sleep. I'll see you tomorrow morning at the usual place, okay? Sorry about missing a few days without warning you. When I started attending school again, I never even thought to tell Misa that we wouldn't be meeting up. Fortunately, she appeared to hold no grudge. She simply smiled and shook her head, dismissing any accusations a lower person might have made. It seems all I do is cause trouble for the people close to me. Ditching Misa, abandoning Cecilia, getting Sarah killed. But soon, those days will be behind me. I will make this break-in a success, no matter what lengths I need to go to. I will get my old house back, make myself a small fortune, and then finally, I will be free. Eight days later. With most of my time this past week being dedicated to training, I've had very little time to myself, and even less time to spend with Cecilia. After training all day with Sai and Misa, I've been heading straight home, falling asleep without delay. I have made a few calls to Cecilia just to see how things were going at school, but with my return still uncertain, it felt like neither one of us could really commit to the conversation. There's no need to fret. It'll only be for a little while longer. Before long, I'll be able to leave this wonderful job behind and return to normalcy with Cecilia by my side. Or I will continue to work during the night while attending school during the day. As much as I want to spend time with Cecilia, I don't really want to give up this job just yet. Then again, while thinking such conflicting thoughts, I hid my knives out of habit, got dressed, ready to leave for another day of training. I'd woken up surprisingly early. Thanks to the earlier bedtime our new train had forced upon me, and even ate and showered before preparing to leave. Exhausting myself day and night, no longer being looked looked after, I was quickly becoming a new person. Wide awake and ready for another day of tiresome training, I headed to Karasu's underground stadium. By the time that I arrived, Sai and Misa were already waiting for me, both ready to begin at a moment's notice. Early again. You're making a real habit out of this. Of course. I wouldn't want to keep my train partners waiting. Good to hear, because we have another full-on day ahead. Today we'll be focusing on the technical aspects of the operation, so I need you to be mentally awake and alert. Go get changed and meet back here in 5 minutes. At odds with myself, I headed to my bedroom and tried to get some rest. Even though I had slept soundly last night, I knew I couldn't afford to be tired or lethargic on the job lest it get me killed. But as I lay in bed staring at the ceiling and praying for sleep, I knew it wouldn't be that easy. It's finally time, huh? Karasu's been going on about Anderson shortly after I started this line of work, yet even now I know very little about our plan. I don't know how we'll get inside, what Sai will tell me to do once we're in, or even what we're going to steal. I've been told from the start that I don't need to know anything, and that I just had to follow Sai's instructions, but now that the day is upon us, it worries me. What could we be stealing that could be worth risking our lives over? Why would Karasu, a man of unfathomable wealth and reach, risk everything on such a gamble? Why would Sai and Misa, professional killers, turn to espionage instead of savoring the straightforward and rewarding career of commissioned kills? None of this, not one bit of this makes any sense to me. I rolled onto my side and shut my eyes, hoping to empty my mind of thoughts of work. I knew that it was already far too late to change anything, or to take another path. I knew that worrying about the inevitable was pointless. The best thing I could do would be to catch a few hours of sleep, enjoy a peaceful day at home alone, and blindly follow my boss's instructions. Right. I'm just worried about nothing, aren't I? It's just as Sai said. I don't need to know anything. I don't need to understand Karasu's motives or his plan. I don't need to know what's going through the heads of my comrades. I'm complicating a very straightforward job. I'm overthinking a simple task which anybody could accomplish. All I need to do is follow Sai's instructions and everything will be alright. I'm cool. So I imagine this part is not really going to play out differently at all. We still have to deal with Leon. Ultimately, the reason why I came here to begin with was... So real quick, I'm going to drop a save here. Just in case that does impact the ending. That's right, it's unthinkable and I almost forgot, but the fact is, money is only part of the reason why I came here. I was warned not to show my face here. Someone attacked Sarah for the purpose of keeping me away. And surely enough, after I disregarded that warning, here he is. Even if it wasn't Leon personally, I'm not naive enough to think that it is a coincidence. He came here to rob Adder, and I'm just in his way. Leon, let me ask you just one question. Do you know who killed my sister? Your sister? Oh, right. Kane mentioned that you had a sister. The two were living all alone in that house of yours, or at least you were. But you're out of luck? I have no idea. I see. Then I have no use for you. You can't do this to me, not you too. Thoughts of Sarah filled my mind as I kept compressing Misa's chest. I recalled vividly the crimson red of her blood, the cold touch of her skin, and the looks of despair the paramedics gave me as they arrived on the scene. After going through that once, there's no way that the same thing happened to Misa. Wake up, damn it. This is no time to play around. You're supposed to be the professional here, right? And prove it and open your eyes. So this is what it feels like, huh? I killed a lot of people without ever really thinking about the side of things. It's actually not as painful as I thought it would be. On the other hand, it is rather depressing. Everything was going so well for a while there, right up until the moment when those idiots showed up. Looked like we had this in the bag. And now, just look at me. $50 million, my old house back, retired at age 17. I was living a fantasy to think that it could ever be that easy. Although I tried to tell myself otherwise, I knew from the beginning that things would turn out this way. Living such a dangerous and reckless lifestyle, it's only fitting that it reached my end like this. guess it's not all bad, though. I did manage to save Misa. The most prominent suspects for the attack on my sister are dead, and even if our time together was short, I was able to reunite with my dear friend Cecilia one last time. For this to be my end, of all the ways this could have gone, I really can't complain. At least now, Sarah and I will get to see one another one more time. So yeah, I kind of wanted to troll you guys saying this is the end, but if you've seen the other routes, you know he wakes up in the hospital and so on. So right there you can see Zetsubo. I don't know if that's the person or a team exactly. Producer is somewhat different from Zetsubo, and then you can see the various background people. So I don't know how long it's been, but the game is finally complete. Now we can actually move on to the guy's next project, right? So while we wait for this to play out, it's a nice way to end the Halloween month, right? Since this should be going live on Halloween exactly, I believe. Yeah, that'd be a Tuesday, so this will be going up with a one-shot, assuming it's not some stupid one I'm gonna skip. I'm trying to remember if RenP is used for a lot of the stuff I play. I don't know if they've hit version 7 or not. Really wouldn't surprise me if they did and they just had to keep using the old one for consistency purposes. But anyway, 32 days later. Saturday morning, January 7th. Bright lights blinded me as I hesitantly opened my eyes. Racked with pain all over, not just in my eyes, I groaned audibly, then tried to roll onto my side. But as I attempted to roll over, something prevented me. A tube. No, scratch that. Several tubes. A litany of tubes, all connected to various parts of my body. Some fed nutrients into my body, others did the opposite, removing waste. Even without being able to see myself, I knew how pathetic I must have looked. So I survived after all, huh? I raised one of my hands in front of my face. Though slimmer than I remembered, I hadn't reached the point of anorexia. I had likely lost a few kilograms, but not much more. My stay in the hospital couldn't have been too long. It was enough for me to heal at least, but not so long that I had wasted away to nothing. What a joke. Can't even die properly. Just how useless am I? Smiling in self-deprecation, I began to sit up. Don't get up. Stay right where you are. If you need anything, just tell me. I turned my head to the side and looked for the owner of that familiar voice. And once I found them, my eyes opened wide in shock. Okay, I was kind of concerned she'd be wearing Sarah's dress since Misa does that too, but she has her own look. That's good. And then if you want to see her full on, there you go. Not wearing that white dress. I cannot emphasize that enough. Cecilia, you remembered. I guess you weren't injured as badly this time after all. Clearly restraining herself, Cecilia kept her hands in her lap and smiled back at me with tears in her eyes. Cecilia, how did you... Your father brought me. He told me all about how you were stabbed while trying to protect a young girl from harm. I smiled bitterly and lowered my head back onto my pillow, amazed by Karsu's ability to work the truth so conveniently. Honestly, you never change, do you? What is it going to take for you to stop putting yourself in harm's way? Weakly, I shook my head from side to side. If I were capable of that, I would have already put an end to it a long time ago. Well, you know what they say, only death can cure an idiot. Cecilia chuckled and smiled at me cheekily. As soon as she began to smile, however, Cecilia's expression dropped and her misery became evident. You know, Suoh, as much as the truth may hurt, that doesn't mean you need to keep lying to everyone. At the very least, I'm someone you can confide in, okay? Like, when your parents divorced and your mother finally took Sarah away, rather than lie about your parents being dead, could you just tell me the truth? I stared at Cecilia blankly for a few moments as I processed her words. But then I remembered remembered who brought her here, and suddenly it all made sense. Once again, Karsu had intervened. Did my father tell you that? He told me a lot of things. About you, about Sarah. Even when I heard about Sarah's condition, I never expected that your family's situation was so... I'm sorry, that was rude of me to say, isn't it? It's fine. You don't have to hold your tongue around me. And if you still do that much already, then I guess there's no point hiding it anymore. I turned my head to the side and looked Cecilia dead in the eye. Cecilia, I'm not returning to school. What do you... Please, just hear me out. Thinking on my toes, I began to spin convenient lies based on Karsu's cover story. I hated school. I always have. The pretense, the boredom, the subject matter completely irrelevant to everyday life. I was always looking for an excuse to leave, whether it was by getting a job or getting expelled. It didn't matter. Any reason would do. And so, when Sarah put me in the hospital at long last, I had my reason. I asked my father to let me work for him. I told him that I wanted to live with him, not my mother, and to start working for a living. He agreed in a heartbeat, and when I was finally released from the hospital, I got straight to work. There was no hesitation in my voice as I continued to lie. From beginning to end, it seemed like my entire relationship with Cecilia was destined to be based on nothing but deceit. This conversation was but one lie in a sea of many. I stayed around for a while, living with Sarah in the house our mother was renting while preparing to move. But now that those two are gone, it's time for me to move on. I'm going to start working with my father full-time. I'm going to make enough money to buy my own house and to live a good life. And when I do, I want you to live with me. Cecilia's eyes opened wide as my offer reached her ears. Her lips began to quiver, but no words came out. She couldn't respond immediately, even if she wanted to. But she didn't have to. Even without saying anything, Cecilia's reaction to my every word told me exactly what she was thinking. When you graduate, I want you to join me. Work for my father. Not in the same field as me, but at least for the same boss. We'll work together, commute together, live together. We'll spend so much time together that you'll be sick of me in a heartbeat. Just as I promised, we'll finally become a real couple, and I'll never leave you again. And there you have it. That is the new final route, Cecilia's route. I'm not entirely sure how we are for CGs. I think we're still missing like half of them. So, that's Lucia, Misa, Roth. Yeah, I forgot you can send him over the balcony. Sarah's award. Cecilia crying. Wow, we actually got all 10 pages so far. So yeah, we needed the Lucia bad end for that one. Then these three are for the Cecilia route. Love from Beyond. So for some reason this is listed as locked. Wow. I'm missing most of those, and I'm not entirely sure where they all come from. Fates Exchange, No Regrets, First Love. Then I don't know what... Was that actually in the game? Might have been. So yeah, I wonder what exactly I'm missing here, since this is like ending type stuff. But anyway, that concludes Sickness, and... well, we'll see where we go from here, I'm afraid. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.